If you're anything like me, you've probably spent the last few weeks of Chicago Fire Season 14 staring at the screen, waiting for a certain scruffy, brooding, and undeniably charming firefighter to walk through the doors of Firehouse 51. I'm talking, of course, about Sam Carver. We've all been there, refreshing our feeds, checking the cast lists, and hoping against hope that the rumors weren't true. But now that we are deep into the season, we have to have a tough, honest, and slightly emotional conversation. Is Jake LOCKETT actually in Chicago Fire Season 14? And more importantly, what on earth happened to Carver's happy ending? Grab a tissue, and maybe a comfort snack, because we need to unpack the fate of one of 51's most complicated heroes. The short answer: is he in or out? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Honestly, it hurts me as much as it hurts you. But Jake LOCKETT is not returning as a series regular for Chicago Fire Season 14. I know. After the emotional roller coaster of Season 13, his absence feels like a hole in the heart of the show. We aren't just missing a firefighter. We're missing the tension, the redemption arc, and let's be real, the chemistry that was finally paying off. But to truly understand why this stings so much, and why he's gone, we have to look at how we got here. The bittersweet exit. What happened to Carver? Let's rewind to the Season 13 finale. If you remember, our hearts were collectively pounding. Carver had been battling his demons, struggling with sobriety, and wrestling with his feelings for Violet McCamey. It was messy. It was raw. It was everything we love about One Chicago. In those final moments, we got what felt like a breakthrough. Carver confessed his love to Violet. They kissed. It was that swoon-worthy moment we had been screaming at our TVs for. It felt like the start of a new chapter. A difficult one, sure, but one they would face together. But there was a catch, a big one. Before that kiss, Carver had already put the wheels in motion for a transfer to the Denver Fire Department. He realized that to stay sober and truly heal, he might need a fresh start away from the chaos of Chicago. When Season 14 premiered back in October, the show didn't shy away from the reality of that decision. In a quiet, heartbreaking conversation in the break room, Violet confirmed the worst. Carver went through with the move. He is in Denver. She is in Chicago. There was no dramatic death scene, thank goodness, and no explosive on-screen fight. Just a quiet, realistic drifting apart. Violet revealed that they are giving each other space to heal and move on. She hasn't heard from him, and she's trying to be okay with that. It's realistic, sure. But does it hurt? Absolutely. The real-world reason. Why did Jake LOCKETT leave? This is the part that frustrates fans the most because it has nothing to do with the story and everything to do with the business of television. The departure of Jake LOCKETT and the reduced screen time for other favorites like Daniel Curry's Ritter boils down to budget cuts. It's a trend we're seeing across the entire industry, but it hits the One Chicago universe particularly hard. To keep these long-running shows on the air, networks have to trim costs. Unfortunately, that often means saying goodbye to beloved characters who aren't considered original cast members, even if they've become essential to the show's DNA. Jake LOCKETT wasn't written out because the writers ran out of ideas for Carver. He was written out because the math had to work. LOCKETT himself addressed the exit with a ton of grace. In a heartfelt Instagram post, he shared a montage of his time on set, saying, "While I don't exactly know what the future looks like, I do know that it won't be exactly what it was." So much pride in this journey. You can tell he loved playing Carver just as much as we loved watching him. Why Carver's absence hits so hard? Let's be honest. Sam Carver wasn't just another firefighter. He was the perfect example of the Chicago fire magic. He came in as a rival to Stella Kidd, a guy with a chip on his shoulder and a mysterious past. Over 3 seasons, we watched him shed that armor. We saw his trauma, his vulnerability, and his fierce loyalty. And then there was Violet, The Violet and Carver dynamic was electric. It was the classic will they, won't they trope, but it felt grounded in shared pain and mutual respect. To have them confess their feelings in the season 13 finale, only to have Carver vanish by the season 14 premiere, feels like emotional whiplash. We feel cheated out of seeing them navigate a real relationship. We wanted to see Carver healthy, happy, and in love in Chicago. Instead, we have to settle for the knowledge that he is somewhere out there in Denver, hopefully staying sober and doing well. Is there hope for a return? Okay, dry your tears, because I'm not leaving you without a silver lining. This is the One Chicago universe. Goodbye rarely means forever. Showrunner Andrea Newman has called Carver's exit bittersweet, but true to his journey. But she hasn't burned the bridge. The door remains open. Since Carver is alive and well in Denver, there is absolutely nothing stopping the writers from bringing him back for a guest arc in the future. Maybe he returns for a big wedding, Severide and kid renewal, anyone. Maybe he comes back to help with a massive multi-episode case. Or maybe, just maybe, he realizes Denver isn't home. Firehouse 51 is. While he isn't in season 14 right now, the fan outcry has been loud. The producers hear us. They know how much Carver means to the audience. What now? For now, we have to adjust to the new normal at Firehouse 51. We have new faces like Dom Pascal shaking things up. And the show must go on. But every time the alarm bells ring and Truck 81 rolls out, it's hard not to look for Carver in the passenger seat. We miss the smirk. We miss the drama. We miss the heart he brought to the team. I want to hear from you. Are you still watching season 14, or did Carver's exit make you tune out? Do you think he and Violet were meant to be, or was it right for him to leave for his sobriety? Let's vent in the comments. We can get through this season together.